Hi, welcome to WeddingDanceTutorial.com, an online dance tutorial to help the bride and groom with their first dance. My name is Antonio Fret and I'm a dance instructor. The purpose of this short video is to show you how the tutorial works. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So here we are inside the tutorial now. The first page you will come across is the members homepage. This page is there to describe how this tutorial works, a little bit like this video about this tutorial, and it goes into a description of how to use this tutorial. Now, to the right of this page, if you look right here, you will find all the lessons listed there. On any page you will go in this tutorial, the lessons will always be listed to the right of the page so that you can easily move from one lesson to the next lesson. And now let's see how this tutorial is organized. Well, first off, it's organized on 3 modules. Module 1 being the basics, Module 2, the moves, and Module 3, so choreography. So if we have a look here again to the right, you see Module 1 here, and it has 9 lessons listed all the way down here. Then we've got Module 2 with all of its lessons. And down here is Module 3. It's a shorter module with 3 lessons. Now let's get back to Module 1 and talk a little bit about it. So Module 1 is the basics, the fundamentals. You will need to go to each one of these lessons in order they're presented to you. So the first one is leading and following. And once you master this, go to the next one. Posture, frame, and hold, then to the next one. But take them in order and make sure you take your time. Some of them might look simple and are simple, but they're also very, very important. And they're somehow easily forgotten. So take your time and practice a lot. One piece of advice here is do not skip to Module 2 before you've done all of these lessons. It's not going to help you. Now, Module 2. So let's open Module 2 here. So the first thing you're going to do when you hit Module 2 is go to that full demo. And actually, we're going to go right there ourselves and have a look at this. So the demo is laid out like all the other lessons. So the first thing you see is this video. I'm actually going to play the video for you, or a bit of it. So I started it at 40 seconds there for some reason. But anyway, what I want to point out to you is this turn combo. This HP combo is describing what we are doing now. So the move is written down here. So this, or the pattern in this case, is written down here. We now moved on to turn combo and traveling turns. So what you need to do is have a look at the demo and have a look at the moves that you like most, and simply write down their names. Pick anywhere between 4 and 8 of them, and then go and learn them. So again, go back here. If we go to Module 2, if you have written turn combo, well, there it is. And they're all listed here. So very simply, go and click on the lesson. Now, we're actually going to have a look at the lesson. So I'll pause this for now. And let's have a look at the inside a lesson. So again, the layout is the exact same. You first have the title here, turns, and the lesson is the video, obviously. The video is, I'm sure we're all familiar with the settings, the play buttons, the volume button. Here, maybe something quite interesting is the speed. You could halve the speed of that video if you wanted to have a careful look at what we're doing, or you could go a little faster. You can also change the quality of the video. And the button next to it, right here, is the full screen toggle. Now, the next thing you will see below the video is the difficulty rating. It goes from 1 to 5, 1 being easy, 5 being harder. This one is 3, so it's average or maybe just a bit above average. Below the difficulty rating, you'll find the keynotes. The keynotes are there to remind you of the important points in that lesson. And we like to write them down because when you read them, it might register a bit more. And they're all the important points that you need to remember and pay attention to. Right below that, you'll have today's tips. Now, today's tips is not necessarily related to today's lesson. What I mean is they could be general tips. For example, this tip here is practicing on a count, to move then to practicing on a metronome. This is actually a very good tip. You should download a free app, a metronome app, and set your beat per minute. And so that will help you. That will help you keep your tempo. It's all explained here. If you click on that link, everything is explained there. Below that, you'll find a transcript of the lesson, should you need it. A little box that you can tick if you have completed the lesson. And another little box here that you can tick to mark it as a favorite, so it's easier to find. So again, the layout is very simple. The core is obviously the video. A couple of other things I would like to point out to you. First, the private lessons. If you get stuck, should you need a little bit of help, it could be a good idea to get a private lessons. We have 30-minute lessons and an-hour lessons. All the lessons are taught by me. So it could be, musicality, it could be technique, it could be choreography, anything you need. You could use a private lesson. Next thing I want to point out is the unsubscribe button. Should you wish to unsubscribe, the unsubscribe button is on every page at the same place, right here. So it's easy to find. I think this more or less covers how the tutorial works. What I would advise you to do is, once you have a song picked, is to cut that song to 2.5 minutes. Again, we have a lesson about this, but 2.5 minutes, I think, is an ideal time for choreography. It's long enough for impact, but not so long that it is stressful to learn. So, it could be 2 minutes, 15 seconds, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes. But try not to go over 3 minutes if you can. Now, the demo here is not really a wedding dance. This is a demo showing you all of the moves that we have in the tutorial. When I teach wedding dances here in the studio, we will use maybe 5 or 6 patterns. We don't really want your dance to look busy, not as busy as this, and we don't want you to be overwhelmed and having to remember all of these patterns and moves. I'm not sure if I have defined a pattern for you, and I will do so now. Then all of these, turn combo, man's basket, the rope, HP combo, these are defined as patterns. And a pattern is a series of moves. So basically, we put a few moves together and put them in a box, and that's a pattern. And it's a way to learn a choreography. It's much easier to learn that way, instead of having to remember 30 moves or 40 moves and their order and so on. We bulk them into patterns so that it's much easier to remember. To see how truly effective the tutorial is, you need to give it a try. So why don't you go ahead and click this link in the box right here to get a 7-day free trial. That's 7 days of full access to a tutorial, free, absolutely free. So see you on the inside, and thank you for watching our video.